Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kenyon. All right, guys, so today we're starting another collection for my website t-shirt tube. This section on the website is just gonna be called points, and the idea is that you can pretty much pick any ability you want and add your own points to it, and the hat is gonna increase or decrease whatever you put on it. Let me go ahead and show you guys what the section looks like on the website. That way you can know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so here's what this section looks like on the website. You can see we got 19 designs added to this. You can change the text, you can change the text font, text color, and then for this design, you can also change how many numbers you want it to say. And of course, this is just one of the many sections that we're working on. It's honestly just supposed to be really goofy, something that we haven't really seen before. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. We got the monstrous and also weaponized now embroidery machine right here. This is the Tajima TM machine. This thing is a beast, and now it's even more of a beast. Now we have this axe and also this knife right here. We actually invented the very first weaponized embroidery machine. We're gonna be changing up the way this looks pretty soon, probably in about a week or so. I'm gonna try and make a custom rig for all the thread to mount on, whether it be like over this thing or whether it be just like a shelf in the back somewhere. I don't know, we're really trying to make this thing stick out, as you can already tell. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and load up the very first design on the computer here. It's gonna be in this folder. So the very first one we're gonna do is gonna be the speed plus 999999. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that here. Let me swap out the colors really quick. Before we pick out the colors that we want this design, we're actually gonna pick out the blank that we're gonna stitch up. So up here in this corner, we have all of my blank hats. They actually run all the way down there as well. Honestly, I'm gonna try and put a design on every single one of these within the next week or so. And then also right down here, we have some of the hats that we were working on the other day. And then these are other sections of the website. But for today's hat, let's go ahead and grab this one, royal blue. Should I do a white? I want a white hat for my logo, so I'm actually gonna grab one for that as well. And we're also gonna grab a flex fit hat. And let's grab this red one over here. All right, so I'm gonna take these over to my hat framing station. I'm sorry if you guys hear crickets chirping in the background. It's because we are in a garage. Hopefully they don't annoy you too much. Yeah, crickets suck. In the new shop that we get, I promise there will be no crickets. And I need to swap out my battery. Okay, so I kid you guys not. The second I turned off the camera to swap out the battery, the crickets just completely stopped. So I don't know if they heard the threat or what. They're not chirping anymore. All right, guys, so this is my hat framing station. We got the frame holder right here. We got the actual frame right here. We're gonna snap that on like that. I've showed this process in so many different videos, so I don't wanna be like super repetitive, but you do have to do this literally every time you make a hat. So the paper that I put on this is called backing, and that's what's gonna help our thread stay in place, or at least that's what I think backing does. I genuinely don't know. Then we're gonna throw the hat on right on top. And we just gotta strap it in just like that. Nice and simple. Gonna line it up, lock it in, and then I just gotta clip it on. And we're done. I'm also just gonna knock out 2 hats right now. That way I don't have to do this again in a minute. We'll just be done and ready to put the other one on. Let's go ahead and do the blue one. All right, so now we have 2 hats ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the blue one on there first. Gotta click this in there 3 times. And that's good. All right, so here are all my color choices. I'm gonna go ahead and use the big ones because most of those are already attached. Honestly, guys, for this design, I'm just gonna keep it nice and simple. So we're gonna keep the speed in white and then plus 9999 in black. I'm gonna do a quick trace, and we are ready to go ahead and hit start with that. And then I'm also gonna grab the light. That way you guys can see better. It off this thing. All right, so the stitch count for this hat is about 8,000, and we're running the machine at about 900 RPMs per minute. So it takes roughly like 8 or 9 minutes to print, which isn't too bad, but we're trying to get our designs under 5 minutes. I'm actually kind of excited to put this on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Hoping the comments will be really good. Also, if you guys have any more ideas on how we can customize the machine, drop them down in the comments. I'm only doing the crazy ones, as long as it's not gonna break it, because this thing does cost 30 grand. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have. And we're gonna go ahead and add this to the table right there. And let's go figure out what design we're gonna do next. All right, so we're on the design screen. I'm gonna go with the Sarcasm plus 9999. Let me go ahead and get it loaded up. We'll change the colors. Since it's going on a red, let's see, what color should we do? I think the first one is gonna be gray, which is number 3. That's the one back there. And for the second color, since it's red, I like to go ahead and use this like light blue. It's really gonna make everything pop. So that's what I'm gonna program. All right, that's good to go. Let's hit enter. I gotta do a trace really quick, and we're gonna go ahead and press start. right, guys, so this one actually didn't come out perfect. There's like a little tiny dot. It's like right there. You're probably not gonna be able to see it on camera, but I wouldn't actually give this hat to someone. I would definitely just go ahead and remake it. But I have to figure out why that was in the stitch file. I'm gonna try and like go back and check that one out because that shouldn't have been there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and load up the last and final hat for this brand. And then I'm gonna put a kenyonken logo on the white hat, and that'll be it. And the last and final one that I really want to print is the Weirdness one. I'm gonna go ahead and select that. Let's pick the colors really quick. For this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do red and white. So it's gonna look just like that. Let me do a trace, and we're good to hit start. All right, so this one came out nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a close-up. That's what the front looks like. This one had 12,500 stitches, which actually took like 14 minutes as opposed to 12 or 13 minutes. And for this last one, I'm actually gonna change the design a bit. I'm gonna do, instead of just kenyonken, I'm gonna do kenyonken plus 99999. I'll make it look like the other hats we just made. It's gonna take me a minute to digitize the design, but I'll go ahead and get it done right now. Okay, so this design is actually really, really big. It's gonna take up it should take up the entire front half. It should be bigger than this one. I kind of stretched it pretty big on the software, so I hope it still embroiders correctly. Hopefully there's not too many gaps in it. So. All right, guys, so the last hat just finished stitching up. I love being able to just make brand new hats every single day. I don't think it'll ever get old. And that is it for all the demo hats for at least this brand. If you guys have any ideas at all on this concept, please leave a comment. So far, we've added like 4 or 5 different sections to the website within the last, I wanna say like 10 or 11 days. We have so much more to do. Next week, I plan on not only stitching up orders, but also launching a few different brands that I've been working on for quite a while. And then I'm also adding a merch section just for influencers. I don't plan on being the only one on that section. Of course, I'll be like the very first influencer on t-shirt tube, but I plan on expanding it and like putting other influencers on there as well. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Kenyon. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.